decided to do this video while I was uptown getting ready to meet my friend for lunch. We're going to eat at Panda. We have one of these. I carried the book with me. I'm in my car. And we are getting close to the end of this series. It's been so interesting. A lot of you like this series, and then there's a whole mixture out there of this. And we are on the 21st President of the United States, the one who served for First Lady during the term of her brother, Chester A. Arthur. Do you remember him? I hardly even remember him. Okay, let's see what it says. Let me show you a picture of her. Her name is Mary Arthur McElroy. Here is a picture of her. I shut the window. It's a little warm in here, but it was a little loud, the outdoor noises. She was born in 1841 in Greenwich, New York. And she had an English, Scotch, and Irish background. Her mother was Alvina Stone Arthur, and dad was William Arthur. Her husband was John McElroy, and she had 4 children. Her education was Emma's Willard Female Seminary in Troy, New York. And she was 40 at this age. Okay, let's see what it says about her. Mary McElroy was asked to come to the White House and act as the official hostess for her brother, Chester Arthur. Arthur's wife had died the previous year, and the president managed many of the domestic details that a first lady would have handled. Arthur was accustomed to the finer things in life, and when he became president, he pronounced the White House unlivable. He auctioned off much of the old furniture, hired a new famous designer, and closely supervised the redecorating of the White House. Mary had her own family to care for, but she happily spent several months each year serving as her brother's first lady. She also helped Arthur with his 2 young children and occasionally brought her own children to Washington to visit their uncle and cousins. Mary became known for her warm hospitality. She made formal receptions more comfortable by treating all of the guests as their friends. There were many ladies at White House functions, as Mary often invited a number of women, including several former first ladies, to help with her hostess duties. The president wanted to protect his personal life from public scrutiny, and Mary helped him maintain a strict barrier between private and official life at the White House. Mary spent the winter social seasons in Washington and the rest of the year at her home with her family. After his term as president, Chester Arthur lived with Mary's family until his death in 1886. She died in 1917. Okay, I don't remember him. Do you remember him as president? Okay, that was the 21st president that we were talking about. And now we're on to the 22nd, and I recognize this name. Her name was Frances Folsom Cleveland. Well, I recognize the Cleveland name. Let me show you. Here is a picture of her. She served as the First Lady during the term of her husband, Grover Cleveland. He was the 22nd and 24th President of the United States. Born in July of 1864 in Buffalo, New York, and she was British. Her mother's name was Emma Cornelia Harmon Folsom. and her dad's name was Oscar Folsom. Husbands, she had more than one then. Grover Cleveland, and then Thomas J.E.X. Preston Jr. She had 5 children, 2 boys and 3 girls. And she went to Wells College in Aurora, New York. And she was 21 at the first inauguration and 28 at the second. And the cause of death was natural causes. And she died in 1947, 2 years after I was born. Okay, here's what it says about her. Grover Cleveland was a close friend of the Folsom family. He knew Frances as a baby and became her unofficial guardian when her father died in 1875. Cleveland bought Frances her first baby carriage and guided her through her education. By the time she was in college, he was sending her flowers. Wow, this is different. Okay. Cleveland was a bachelor when he became president in 1885, and his sister Rose acted as White House hostess. When Frances and her mother visited President Cleveland during this time, Washington gossiped that President planned to marry Mrs. Folsom, his old friend's widow. As the months went by, it was clear that a presidential marriage was in the air, but no one expected the bride to be the 22-year-old Frances. Okay, this is getting interesting. Frances was tall and strikingly pretty. She carried herself with such poise and authority that she seemed older than her years. She was the youngest First Lady, and her marriage in 1886 made her the first to marry a president in the White House. The marriage was a happy one despite a 27-year age difference between. Washington loved young Mrs. Cleveland. Her parties were a grand success, and her beauty and charm won her many admirers. The whole world toasted the birth of their daughter at the White House. Frances was far more popular than her husband, who lost his bid for re-election. When Cleveland successfully ran for president 4 years later, Frances' picture appeared on campaign posters between him and his running mate. But Frances had no interest in political issues, and she was content to be the wife and that her husband wanted. The Clevelands retired from public life in 1897 and settled in Princeton, where they had 2 sons. Grover Cleveland's health began to fail, and he died in 1908. Frances, still young, married Thomas Preston in 1913. He was on the Princeton faculty, and Frances became involved in college activities and fundraising. She died in her sleep in 1947 at the age of 83. And there she is. That was interesting. Yeah. Do you know very many marriages that's the young and the old? Some of them's worked out very well. I've known a few that did, and that's always interesting. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed that, and I pray that you'll be blessed today. Don't forget Jesus loves you, and look back at my videos. I have something coming on all the time, a whole variety. If you don't like one, you might like another. There's a whole mixture. And I appreciate everyone that joins me every time. I've been so blessed to have you in my life. You know, I've gotten the ones that comment, I know, and I miss you if you're not there and you don't comment. And I understand life gets busy. So thank you so much for joining me, and I'm going to go meet my friend for lunch. God bless you so much. Don't forget, Jesus loves you.